I know we all want to be wealthy, in control of our time, on a beach somewhere with six-pack abs.
And look at my abs!
If you want to be incredibly successful and enjoy the ride along the way, you need to fight for margin. Margins can be a lot of different things. Different kinds of margin can be profit margin, or it can be that little paper margin at the end of your algebra homework that you used to doodle in instead of paying attention in class. For this example, I'll define it as an amount allowed or available beyond what's absolutely necessary. In other words, margin is buffer. When I think of margin, I think of Wile E. Coyote chasing the Roadrunner off the cliff, only to plummet when he finally looks down. Lack of margin in several categories is robbing you of peace and overloading you with anxiety. As a provider for my family, I am obsessed with margin. Margin is needed to protect you for the bumps and unexpected things in this world. We can look at margin through different lenses, but an important one to start with is your finances. A survey by the Federal Reserve found that nearly 40% of Americans would struggle to come up with $400 for an unexpected expense. Not only can we not afford a Lambo that our favorite social media influencer is renting for the day, but we probably can't even afford the Lambo Lego set either. How is a guy supposed to flex around here?
How am I supposed to flex?
Margin with your money is possible, and it comes down to consistently living off less than you make. Pay off your debt, build up an emergency fund, or even just finding ways to be content with less. Real wealth is defined in many ways, but one way is how long could you maintain your household if 100% of your income disappeared and everybody lost their job?
You're fired. You're fired.
The number one thing you can do is start counting everything that goes in or goes out. I know this sounds about as much fun as doing your taxes every day, but you could see a sizable increase if you just start paying attention. There is one thing you can do to increase your monetary margins. Take one day and plan nothing but deep diving into your finances. Cut those subscriptions you haven't used since the lockdowns, negotiate your credit card interest, shop around your cell phone and other services.
You're a real fun guy.
If you want to focus on this one for a whole day, you could find $500 to $1,000 in savings. And that's money you save month after month after month. So how else can you spend one day and get monthly returns like that? I did this and I was able to find $500 worth of waste.
What you want, cookie?
And I'll be able to get that $500 month after month after month. Another place to increase your margin is with your health. How about this for a crazy stat? A Michigan study showed a 24% increase in heart attacks the Monday following our time change in spring, where we lose that hour of sleep. And at the same time, there was a 21% reduction in heart attacks in the days following that time in the fall, where we gain an hour. The truth is, too many of us walk on with no health margin. If there's one little change, we can trigger a major health event. We need to fight for margin here. 3 simple things you can do to fight for margin is shoot for that 7 to 8 hours of sleep and make that a priority.
I need to get to sleep.
You need to move your body every day, even if it's just a walk outside. And for God's sakes, please stop drinking your calories. Conservatively speaking, 22% of Americans' calories come from sugar-sweetened beverages. And I've seen that figure as high as 30%. Right now, the average American eats a record 3,540 calories per day. Even if 25% of that number is sugar-sweetened beverages, that's almost 900 calories a day. Times that by 365 days, and you're looking at potentially adding 92 pounds of dangerous fat to you. This opens up a whole host of avoidable health consequences. Your Frappuccino just isn't worth it.
Okay, I feel really attacked.
Fighting for margin in our health not only can increase your lifespan, how long we live, but it also can improve your health span, which is how healthy we are through those years. The last big area we'll talk about is fighting for margin in our time. We have become efficiency ninjas, cramming something into every moment of our day. We say yes to every request asked.
Yes!
We have our kids in 6 sports, and we even occupy 100% of our bathroom time with our cell phones. Every moment is spoken for with somebody else's agenda. No wonder our anxiety is at an all-time high. When I ask friends what big goal they're shooting for, I often get blank stares back. Many are so busy reacting to the demands of others that they don't even stop to ask what they really want. You can fight back for margin in your time very easily. One way is to have your next day planned on paper.
On paper, Morty.
Interestingly enough, only 8% of people have a written plan for the next day. Compare this with almost all the top performers in any industry, which typically will have their next day written down about 80% of the time. Now, I can't guarantee that I'll be the smartest, most well-spoken, or even the tallest person in any room, but I 100% can control whether I have my next day planned. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, I'll just make a to-do list and then I'll sneak a few things in it that I've already done so I can feel successful. Standard to-do lists are a great start, but let me give you an even better idea through an illustration. Imagine you were given a Nerf gun and had to walk into a room with 10 targets. Most of these targets, if you hit them, would pay you $10, but 3 of these targets would pay you $10,000. Now imagine someone changed the colors of 3 of the $10,000 targets so you knew which one had that Mr. Beast size payoff. Which target would you shoot first? Of course, you would shoot the ones that were worth the most. We should treat our to-do list the same. Most people write down all the items so they look exactly the same on the paper, and then they cross them off from easiest to hardest.
Start checklist complete.
What this tends to do is carrying over those more valuable tasks for days or weeks or never to be done. Let's identify those most valuable targets and knock them out as early in the day as possible. As the old saying goes, eat that frog first. So there it is, some real ways to gain margin in your money, health, and time. Let me know below in the comments what other techniques you use, and I'll catch you next time.